Between 2017 and 2022, something remarkable happened in China's sportswear market. Nike and Adidas, long the top names, lost their lead to a brand few outside China had noticed. Anta transformed from a budget shoe brand into a 15 billion yuan powerhouse. Anta's story isn't just about winning at home. It's a case study in how emerging brands can use cultural trends, smart acquisitions, and new business models to challenge global leaders. But before Anta could rise, Nike and Adidas held a grip on China's market that seemed impossible to break. Nike and Adidas shaped style and success in China through the 90s and 2000s. Their logos became a sign of status. As the economy grew, these brands stood for a modern life that appealed to many. It wasn't about just buying shoes or clothing, it was about feeling connected to the world and showing personal progress. Nike came to China after the economic reforms of the 1980s. Adidas followed. Both brands saw a new chance in China's growing middle class. They used strong advertisements, often with famous athletes like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. For young people, these stars were role models. Wearing the brands felt like reaching for something bigger. The brands sold more than shoes. They sold a dream. Chinese brands couldn't compete back then. They were known for making simple, low-cost products. These goods were practical but didn't have the style or image offered by Nike or Adidas. For many, owning Nike shoes was more than comfort. It was about showing status. By the mid-2000s, Nike and Adidas controlled much of China's sportswear market. Their shops were in big malls and ads were everywhere. They invested in events like the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Nike worked with famous athlete Liu Jiang. Adidas gave uniforms to many athletes. These actions made their brands even stronger in China. Chinese brands like Anta, Li Ning, and 361 Degrees had trouble getting noticed. They mostly focused on less expensive shoes for smaller cities. Their marketing budgets were small and they didn't have much cultural influence. Most people thought you had to buy foreign brands for quality and style. This slowly began to change. As China grew, people wanted something different, products that matched their own values and experiences. Digital platforms like WeChat, Weibo, and Douyin let local brands connect with people more directly. Younger buyers started to look for brands that felt real and closer to their lives. Foreign brands faced new problems. Their strength was in understanding Western trends, but that sometimes didn't fit Chinese needs. As confidence in national identity grew, more people questioned if foreign brands were the only way to show success. At this time, Anta was still small and local, based in Xinjiang, and mostly sold affordable shoes in less developed cities. The brand was known for low prices and plain basic quality. But the leaders at Anta started to see changes. More people wanted brands that felt local and connected to Chinese life. Anta started small. The company began in 1991 in Xinjiang, Fujian province. This area is known as China's shoe capital. Xinjiang's many shoe factories gave Anta easy access to workers and suppliers. This made it easier to start, but there was also tough competition from many other workshops making low-cost shoes. Ding Zhizhong is central in Anta's story. In 1987, at age 17, Ding went to Beijing with 600 pairs of shoes made by his father. He visited markets, asked shop owners to try selling them. This trip showed Ding that sales were not enough. He needed a brand that people would remember. At first, Anta followed the common path in Xinjiang, making affordable shoes for smaller cities and rural areas. Their shoes looked much like those from other factories, cheap and practical, for people who couldn't afford foreign brands. The local cluster helped Anta save money and grow quickly, but Ding wanted more. He wanted Anta to stand for pride, not just low prices. Early on, he looked for ways to build the brand and work on design, doing what other local companies ignored. In the 1990s, Anta focused on budget sports shoes. Nike and Adidas were strong in big cities, but Anta found its place in smaller markets. Ding focused on long-term growth. He believed Anta needed to offer more than just cheap shoes. In the early 2000s, Anta opened its own research and development center. This was uncommon for a small company. Branding changed things for Anta. The key moment was signing table tennis champion Kong Ling-hyu for a national advertisement campaign. Kong's matches on CCTV gave Anta attention across China. This was different from the practical ads used by rivals. Anta started to link its brand with people's hopes and pride. But Anta was still seen as a regional brand by the mid-2000s. The breakthrough came in 2007, when Anta went public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The IPO raised 2.6 billion Hong Kong dollars. This money helped Anta expand marketing, improve products, and explore acquisitions. Ding could now aim higher and go beyond just surviving. In 2008, Anta faced a difficult time when the sportswear market was weaker than expected during the Beijing Olympics. Like many others, Anta made too many products and couldn't sell them all. Warehouses became full, supply chains slowed down, and money was tight. By 2009, Anta closed over 600 stores. To fix its financial problems, Anta sold extra stock at large discounts. This helped reduce losses but gave Anta a low-end image. Many people now saw Anta as a budget brand, far behind Nike and Adidas. This image made it harder for Anta to move up and compete. Ding, the founder, saw that selling only through wholesalers meant Anta couldn't control his brand or respond to changes. He wanted Anta to do things differently. He pushed for a direct-to-consumer DTC model, where Anta would handle designs, sales, and customer service itself. Moving to DTC was a big change. It needed new investment, but gave more control over products and how they were sold. Anta could watch customers' needs, change inventory quickly, and set prices. This fit well as China's middle class grew and spending power increased. The DTC model helped Anta start building a better connection with buyers. In 2009, Anta also bought the FILA trademark for China, Hong Kong, and Macau. FILA was struggling at the time, but Anta saw a new chance. Instead of using FILA as just another line, Anta rebuilt FILA as a premium brand for people who wanted higher-end products. This strategy worked quickly. Anta marketed FILA to city shoppers who wanted something special. FILA soon made profits and was earning more than Anta's main brand. This helped Anta move into the high-end market and showed they could manage several brands for different buyers. A new trend was changing China's market. Guochao, or national trend. People began to value products that showed Chinese identity and culture. As the economy grew, young buyers wanted brands that felt homegrown. Guochao was not about copying Western styles, but about showing what made China special. For Anta, this became a key part of its strategy. Nike and Adidas were strong in China, using their global image and Western sports stars for advertising. These brands didn't connect deeply with Chinese culture. Their attempts to add Chinese elements seemed shallow. Anta saw this gap. The company focused on national heroes. Anta won over Chinese consumers by weaving Chinese culture into their product designs. This cultural approach gave them a unique edge that Nike and Adidas couldn't easily copy without looking fake. This strategy worked perfectly. As the Guochao movement, Chinese pride in domestic brands grew stronger. Chinese shoppers began choosing local brands that reflected their cultural values. The results speak for themselves. Anta now holds 23% of China's market share, while Adidas dropped to just 8.7% and Nike also lost ground. Anta also made smart moves during political tensions that boosted their popularity with Chinese consumers.
There's a firestorm of reaction to how the NBA is handling a conflict between its business in China and its approach toward free speech and human rights. It started with a tweet from Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey that read, quote, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." That tweet prompted swift backlash from the Chinese government and Chinese business partners.
In 2019, they stopped their NBA partnerships after controversy over social media posts about Hong Kong protests, showing solidarity with China. In 2021, they publicly backed Xinjiang cotton, while Western brands faced criticism for their stance on the region. These bold decisions strengthened their reputation at home. By 2024, Anta had beaten both Nike and Adidas to become China's top sportswear brand. Their champion Luong uniforms for the 2024 Paris Olympics perfectly captured this success, featuring dragon designs and traditional craftsmanship that represented both strength and Chinese heritage. Many Chinese consumers buying Anta now means showing national pride and supporting homegrown success. Anta's next goal is to become a global company, not just a Chinese brand. Ding, the founder, wants Anta to build a group of strong sports and outdoor brands, similar to LVMH in luxury fashion. Anta's plan is to use different brands for different customers and price levels. This helps reduce risk and reach more people. A key step was buying Amer Sports. The first deal was in 2013, and a bigger one followed in 2019, valued at €4.6 billion. Through Amer Sports, Anta acquired brands like Arc'teryx, Salomon, Wilson, and Atomic. These brands are already known for quality in North America and Europe. Since joining Anta, Amer Sports' market value has grown a lot. The successful Amer Sports IPO has shown that this approach works. With brands like Arc'teryx and Salomon, Anta can avoid the challenges many Chinese brands face overseas. Instead of pushing the Anta name, the company uses brands customers already trust. This allows Anta to enter new markets and reach different kinds of buyers, from the mass market to outdoor enthusiasts. Anta is careful about how to expand globally. In March 2024, Anta entered the US through basketball, a sport important to youth and culture. Anta chose to work with familiar retailers like Dick's Sporting Goods and Foot Locker, instead of selling directly at first. Anta also holds events like basketball clinics to connect with local communities. Anta's partnership with NBA player Kyrie Irving is a big part of its US basketball plan. After Irving left Nike, he joined Anta as an endorser and creative officer of basketball. Sales of his Kai collection grew quickly. This partnership helps Anta gain respect with basketball fans and builds a community around the brand. The company has pledged over 4 billion yuan to global R&D. New technologies like Nitro Edge and Ice Skin are helping Anta move from made in China to designed in China. The goal is to compete on quality and design, not just price. Anta is also expanding in Southeast Asia and planning to grow in Europe and the Middle East. By 2030, Anta wants to be seen as a top sportswear company worldwide. Its plan includes buying strong brands, building local partnerships, investing in technology, and serving different market segments. If Anta keeps this path, it could set a new standard for how Chinese brands expand globally.